Survival in the wilderness is a battle against unpredictability. During the mid-20th century, forest rangers and outdoor survival experts faced one persistent challenge: starting a fire when the conditions were at their worst. Damp tinder, driving rain, and fierce winds could render matches or lighters useless. To solve this, rangers developed a method so simple it's easy to overlook, yet so effective it could spark a flame in almost any condition: using a razor and a stone. This technique, quietly passed among ranger units and survival instructors, was a lifeline, and it remains a fascinating piece of survival history today. You know, rangers turned necessity into innovation by using what was at hand. Back in the 1940s and 50s, rangers patrolling vast forests couldn't rely on technology. Matches could get wet and, well, lighters would fail in sub-zero temperatures. Observing how sparks could ignite fine tinder, they experimented with materials that were sharp and hard enough to shave off microfragments of metal or steel. You know, a standard straight razor, which was pretty common in ranger kits for personal grooming, actually became a precision tool in its own right. When struck against a hard stone, often flint or quartz, tiny hot particles would fly off, landing on char cloth, dry grass, or even fine wood shavings. Within just a few seconds, a single spark could start a controlled fire, even under wet conditions. The process, well, it relies on friction and hardness. The stone, usually flint, is harder than the steel of the razor. When the razor edge scrapes against the stone, microshavings of steel are cut off at high speed. These fragments heat up due to friction, becoming incandescent. When these hot particles land on a highly flammable surface, such as char cloth or dry plant fibers, ignition occurs. It's not magic. It's a combination of material properties, heat generation, and precise technique honed over years of ranger experience. Even today, understanding this method can, really elevate your survival skills. First, select your materials carefully. A hard stone, such as flint, quartz, or even a river rock with a coarse edge, works best. Your razor should be sharp and durable. Older straight razors work better than flimsy modern blades. Next, prepare your tinder. Fine. Dry plant fibers, cotton balls, or char cloth provide the necessary surface for sparks to catch. Position the stone at a slight angle and scrape the razor quickly across it, sending tiny sparks onto the tinder. Once the tinder begins to glow, gently blow to nurture the flame until you can add kindling. Rangers and survival instructors didn't publicize this technique widely. Its secrecy wasn't about hoarding knowledge. It was about reliability. Instructors understood that beginners might misuse materials or mishandle sparks, leading to injury or uncontrolled fires. By keeping it within ranger circles, they ensured only those trained could master it safely. This secrecy adds to its mystique today, making it one of those survival skills that seems lost to time but is surprisingly accessible once rediscovered. In an era dominated by lighters, fire pistons and waterproof matches, the razor and stone method may seem obsolete. Yet it has significant advantages. Unlike chemical lighters, it doesn't rely on fuel. Unlike waterproof matches, it isn't rendered useless if wet. It trains patience, precision and observation, skills that every survivalist or outdoor enthusiast benefits from cultivating. Moreover, it connects us to historical methods, linking modern adventurers to the generations of rangers who depended on skill rather than gadgets. You don't need a remote forest to practice this technique. So, in a backyard survival session, or maybe a bushcraft workshop, you'll want to place your tinder on a fireproof surface, like a metal tray or a stone slab. Then, using a scrap razor and a flint, or even a coarse stone, just follow the technique to generate sparks. Beyond just survival, this exercise actually teaches you a bit about material science friction principles and precision, skills that are, really useful for building shelters, understanding primitive tools, and appreciating historical ingenuity. Once you've mastered this, you can use it to start cooking fires, heat water, or even ignite charcoal in outdoor cooking setups, all without relying on modern fuel sources. What makes this method remarkable isn't just the fire it creates, it's the philosophy behind it. Rangers understood the environment, the materials at hand, and the importance of preparation. They demonstrated that even minimal tools, when used skillfully, could solve problems that modern technology seems to complicate. By practicing this technique, we reconnect with a mindset of resourcefulness, resilience, and respect for natural materials, qualities every outdoors enthusiast, gardener, or survivalist can apply today. The razor and stone Firestarter is more than a trick. It's a bridge to history and a practical tool for survival. By studying and practicing it, you gain confidence in your ability to create fire under challenging conditions, deepen your understanding of materials and friction, and honour the ingenuity of the rangers who safeguarded forests before modern conveniences existed. If you found this guide useful, subscribe to the channel to uncover more forgotten survival methods, and share this with fellow history buffs and backyard explorers. Rediscovering these techniques ensures that the ingenuity of past generations continues to inform and empower our outdoor adventures today.